think one of the key factors that businesses need to focus on when starting a new venture is cash flow management. That's a fundamental element within a success of any business, is that do you have the necessary cash in the bank on a daily basis to be able to run that business. Financial management in a business is very much the engine room for me. You cannot run a business if you're not looking after your financial management side and processes and systems. You need to equip yourself with the financial skill. You don't need to become an accountant, but equip yourself on how to read your management accounts, how to prepare your own management accounts, and work alongside your accountant or your bookkeeper.
So I think people should really spend the time with other entrepreneurs in similar businesses, or even if they're not exactly the same, but certainly related, to try and understand the cost structures at a very practical level and in as much detail as possible. What we find is that entrepreneurs will understand sort of the high-level costs, for instance, related to a particular product or a particular business, but they don't understand the day-to-day small, things that appear to be small and inconsequential, but actually, as they add up, they actually make a very big dent in your numbers. So I think they need to really take the time to understand the very detailed, variable costs that go into running a business or producing a product. When it comes to income projections or turnover projections, yes, every entrepreneur thinks they're going to start off like this and then it's going to be a hockey stick type of approach, and it never happens like that. In fact, it tends to do that and then maybe at some point it will go up. So I think you always have to, in your projections, have a worst case scenario, middle case scenario, and best case scenario. And I think you need to be satisfied that even with your worst case scenario, you still have a business. Even with your worst case scenario, you can still hold your head above water, as it were.
People always say that cash flow is the lifeblood of your business, and it's the pulse of your business. Without it, you're absolutely you're dead down. Whether you're a big multinational or whether you're a small business, cash is kind of what drives it. It allows you to either expand, it allows you to gear your business. No bank is going to lend you anything without you actually having cash. And also, nobody will buy your business if your business doesn't actually generate cash. So making sure that you monitor your cash on a daily basis and monitoring your bank balance on a daily basis is important, but also asking your CA or your board, or whoever sits on your board that has extensive finance experience, to make sure that you do very, very decent cash flow planning, to make sure that you understand the expenses that you have now, but also the expenses that are kind of going to come. And also create scenarios where you could assume that certain months in your cycle are going to be worse than others. And then according to that, do your cash flow planning.